Oh wait, hold on, let me fix that. Alright. I believe timing starts on first movement. Now if you're wondering why I clicked continue, it's just because there's a long ass fucking cutscene. So I started a new game, closed the application and restarted it, and then click continue, and it'll put you right at the beginning of the game.
Watching his city burn.
And since it doesn't start until first input,
Renato told the kid.
I don't think that's not allowed.
They leave you alone.
My mother died
Don't care
for
too
this
much if
book.
it isn't.
I promised her I'd protect you. Oh, damn it. The kid had run off. With the book, of course. So Renato had to run after him.
Alright. So timing started roughly a minute in. I have my timer next to me to manually see it.
The two ravens were staring at the kid like he was their dinner. Which
I haven't played the game in
what was in
ages,
their
so we're
tiny
gonna
brains.
see how this goes.
Hey, Renato said. They cocked their heads at him. Pick on someone as ugly as you. Wait, that didn't come out right.
For the Emperor!
The ravens cawed and rushed at him. Dropship flew overhead.
Sadly enough, they finally did fix cutscene walking even on PS4, so...
Oh, right. The Gate of Heroes. Someone's idea of a joke, making the Skyship docks a gated community. You needed a hero's sword to open it. And the kid was on the other side of the gate. Who let you through?
Promise me you'll take the book to the rebels.
Or I'm gonna steal your ship. I'm not taking that damn book anywhere, and neither are you.
Try and stop me, laughed the kid. I bet you don't even have a hero sword.
And with that, the kid hopped away. Had to hand it to the
Stupid fucking kid.
He was an idiot, but he had guts. Where was Renato going to get a hero sword? And perfect. Hero sword. QED. This is what he got for settling down and finding people to care about. The kid's mum had been a swell cook, and she'd laughed at Renato's jokes, even when he didn't know he'd made one. And then the ravens had come to burn her. And she'd made him promise to protect the kid. But she never told him where the book was. Just the kid. He came up to a ledge. It was too far to jump. There'd been a bridge here before, hadn't there? And there was Peter, giggling at him. How'd you get across? He asked the kid. Where'd you find a hook? I hopped, said the kid. Wise-ass kid. Hey, look out behind you! Q, said Renato. Ah, ravens. It was time to talk some sense into the kid. Just hook his way across the ledge and chase the kid down. The thing was, he hadn't used his hook since he'd retired. How had he done it? Maybe if he meditated at that altar there, he'd remember his old skills. It was starting to come back to him. Something you never completely forgot. Like how to freeze time when attacking. The more he fought, the more he'd probably remember. And there was the Farfarer. She was the fastest ship he'd ever known. She could do the to run in 12 furlongs. Well, so the salesman had told him. And something told him the kid was about to walk into an ambush.
Stop! He shouted. I'm not giving you the book!
Shouted the kid, and took off.
No! Peter!
The kid ran for it, and a goblin nailed him with its eyeball. The book was unburned. Next to it were the buckles from the kid's shoes, and a kid-sized pile of ashes. Damn it. Why hadn't he lied and told the kid he'd take the book to the rebels? The kid would be alive now. Really pissed off and betrayed, but alive. Oh, damn it. Renato picked up the book. He couldn't let the Empire have it now. He was going to have to get it out of there. He'd be a wanted man. Probably have to join the rebellion just to have a place to dock. Well, he'd hated home life anyway. What was the big deal about this book anyway? Maybe he should open it and find out. All that had been years ago. How many? The war was a blur. And now 3 Raven scout ships were chased. The rebellion was out of time. Unless Renato could bring a game changer. Maybe he could. Renato had found out where he could find the pieces of the Sky Ripper. The legendary weapon that had exiled the lost gods. Surely a legendary weapon could win the final battle. On the other hand, his old friend Lupino had sent Renato a desperate message saying he had a brilliant
We're gonna
scheme
go
to save
for the
rebellion.
Sky Ripper because I'm pretty sure that boosts your damage.
Renato dived the Farfarer towards
And I
the
think
abyss.
that would make things a
As he
little
felt
better.
The heat of the jet stream. The Raven ships peeled off, not stable enough to follow him down there. Now it was time to choose. Lupino or the Sky Ripper.
I know that Lupino is like the meta choice, but we're gonna give it a shot. You know, test things out. I've been playing this game for years. I love the game a whole
As he
lot.
set
I
foot
really
on the
do.
island, Renato could not help but feel a tinge of guilt.
Head down
He'd
this
left
way.
Lupino behind.
Grab this chest.
He hoped the Mad Rabbit had somehow escaped the Ravens. He hoped they hadn't eaten him. If they had, he hoped they hadn't eaten him alive. Why had he chosen the Sky Ripper? Renato never made plans that required constant vigilance. He was a hero. He didn't think too much. He just went with his gut and hoped it all worked out. The Sky Ripper was a long shot. He'd have to devote himself to it. No side journeys, no
Alright, I just
rescuing
don't
old
remember how
friends.
long it's...
That was against
Alright,
his
so
nature.
I just need more ore. And I'm
Could
just
you
gonna
stick with
upgrade
it?
this sword because I think it gives a health boost. Something like that. That was not the right thing. Lost time is great because it always gives you time to improve on your next run.
Didn't your mother tell you it's rude to stare? Snapped Renato, a little smug. The people who had built this castle, did they even know what monstrous weapon lay hidden within their walls? The Sky Ripper could destroy anything it touched, or so the legend said. As the Transcendent Emperor had fought the Lost Gods, thousands and thousands had died. But Renato had been through wars. The only merciful war was a short one. Renato felt ready
Alright,
to
I
take
have a
on new
level up,
powers.
so I'm gonna have to use that when I get to an altar. I wanna grab the blink ability. Or whatever the fuck it's called. Dash. Anyway, it'll help save time because we'll be able to actually fucking, you know.
yourself.
I believe it's right, then left. Oh, fuck. Well then. Isn't this embarrassing? Perfect.
It was starting to come back to him. Something you never completely forgot, like how to freeze time when attacking. The more he fought, the more he'd probably remember. There it was. Skyripper's armature. The stuff that dreams are made of. Engineers, how is it part of a weapon at all? He'd have to ask a scientist. But first, he'd get the second piece. Skyripper had a heart. A core that had come to rest on the next island. Well, there was another island he could reach. Zenobia had just invaded it with her father's Raven battalions. She must be encamped there still. But fighting Zenobia now, that made no sense at all. He'd already sacrificed one friend to get this armature, was it? He didn't need to hurry to face her. She would find him. He looked up at the old trees around him. They were so big and so old. They'd been there before he was born, and they'd be there after he'd passed into legend. Was he confronting his own unimportance? What had got into him? He was no philosopher. Anyway, who cares? He was plenty important. He was a hero, and soon he'd prove it.
Fuck. Of course I went the wrong way. Whatever. Oh, we're gonna hop right down here. This should take us way further.
And this is why there was something sour in the air. Like the earth had ruptured over something that had been fermenting for a very long time. It was all coming back to him. There were fewer and fewer trees. There were only these huge crystalline growths. Had those been here before? He no longer heard birds except for the feverish cawing of the ravens when they attacked. He couldn't smell this. This was... within your aerobics trays. Am I right? The 20-sided core made him feel physically sick. Once he had sneaked into a temple of the dark arts and he carried his prize back to the Farfarer. Now, he had to make his next move. There was a key Imperial outpost on the Nexus. If this really was some sort of super weapon, he could use it to wreak havoc on the enemy. And if it wasn't, well, better to know that before the final battle. But maybe he should show it to some scientists first. There was an observatory on the Nexus. Maybe he should go there before he fired it. As he set out down the path, Renato wondered why the parts of the Sky Ripper had only surfaced now, thousands of years after the Transcendent Emperor had discarded it. This Emperor, Isengrim III, had performed terrible, bloodthirsty rituals to invoke the lost gods. Perhaps that was bringing up lost artifacts. How perfect, then, that the Sky Ripper would reappear to be his destruction. He was tired.
Oh, I missed some more. Whatever. I don't even think I'm gonna get enough to actually upgrade my sword this run. So that might have all just been wasted time. Because I'm doing an AnyTruth. Maybe if I was doing a full any % run, or like anything else, that would be fine. But I guess I just don't need it.
The Sky Ripper was making a whining noise now, and its wheels were spinning so fast he could no longer see them. Renato had a thought. Yeah, sure it will, cracked Renato. Pull the other one. If you don't trust me, go see Calaveras. He'll tell you the same thing. Oh, she would say that. That sounded sensible. Why did she always have to sound sensible all the time? Oh, it was infuriating. Of course she would say that. He was supposed to hurry and bring the Sky Ripper to the council so the rebels could actually win the war. But what if she was right? Damn it. Imperials were flapping and cawing all around the ruins. They must be panicking with rumors flying of the superweapon. Maybe they hope... It was a bit windy up here.
Not even gonna bother with the chest. I'm not gonna get enough.
What was Zenobia talking about? This was a fantastic weapon. Raven burst into
Yeah,
flames.
I just died, so that's a big time loss. Or it's not. I forgot about that glitch.
Huh? A lever? That was new. Most people still use doorknobs.
Alright, let's get this done with.
Have you ever felt you were just going round in circles? Renato felt like that. As he headed towards the council chamber, Renato felt everyone watching him. You've saved the rebellion. said the council speaker. Frankly, we were afraid you'd turn aside to see that idiot Lapino. If you never make sacrifices, he said, you're probably not doing the right thing. The speaker nodded. Are you ready to lead the charge? Let's roll, he said, with grim satisfaction. Bernardo set sail for the fleet. The Sky Ripper had lost its wine. It was humming now, as if it had taken some time to seat properly. He had always been irresponsible. This time, he'd done the right thing, made the hard decisions. He was a real hero. He hadn't let himself be distracted by old
Oh my god,
friends
shut the
or
fuck up!
old lovers turned enemies. Finally, he could be proud of himself. He was ready. So was Sky Ripper. The Sky Ripper had a will of its own. It picked out its own targets and set them on fire. Now, this was going to be a short battle. He would set the ships on fire if he didn't need them to get to the Emperor. And he wondered if he'd see Zenobia, or if she'd flee. Wouldn't she be proud of him? At least, a bit of respect. He'd become an all-conquering hero.
That was awesome!
Faster, stronger, bolder. If only he could figure out which.
Are you fucking with me? God, this mission never gets fun. Are you fucking kidding me? It took me all the way to the fucking... Are you fucking kidding me? You're fucking kidding me, right? Alright, this is gonna be a big fucking time
ready.
Loss.
So was Sky Ripper.
Well, since we're already losing
Had a
time...
will of its own.
Yeah, no, all of this shit is fucking worthless. Alright, don't waste my time with chess next time.
This was gonna be a short battle. He would set the ships on fire if he didn't need them to get to the Emperor. And he wondered if he'd see Zenobia, or if she'd flee. Wouldn't she be proud of him? At least, but Bernardo felt like he was ready to learn new things. Thank goodness he didn't have to go to school for that. This is quite the view, he thought. There was a parchment on a signpost. It was from her. Every time you fire, you risk the destruction of the universe. That's insane. We surrender. A trick? Maybe she really believed.
Are you what?
Who needed bridges anyway?
Oh, I have to take this one all the way up. Sorry, because I don't go up there and fight in front of the castle. I'm gonna head up here and fire onto them. Alright, that's not too bad of a time.
And there was Zenobia, wearing the white robes of surrender. She came and kneeled before him. Why didn't you listen to me? I was trying to save you too. You're the enemy, he said. I was never your enemy, Renato. Then she spoke a terrible word and made a gesture with her hand. She stopped moving, covered in frost, and he wondered why she'd frozen herself. Then the Sky Ripper froze, and then, for a moment, he felt very cold and discovered that he couldn't move. The next thing he knew, the sun was a giant, monstrously red. It took up half the sky, and he was in a parched red desert.
I believe.
And then he was on fire. Okay, that was weird. He could have sworn he just died. Instead, he was on the Farfarer, sailing away from Ubar. And it was still burning. He'd fled burning Ubar years ago, hadn't he? And now he was back there. Had all those years fighting the Empire been nothing but a vision into the future? A useful vision if it was true. He'd learned something. Zenobia still had feelings for him.
Man, that's the first time I've ever actually gotten that ending. Alright, well, hold on. Okay, so it ends on the stat when the screen goes static. Alright, hold on, I need to pull this up. So I believe that was a 26-14 then. Considering I started at about a minute in. Yeah, it was roughly a 26-14. That's not too bad. It's just above last place because last place is 26-40. All right.